Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, anybody in the US and around the world. This is Baseball Outside the Box with your host, Pete Caliendo. And we are thrilled to be live on Facebook currently, but we're all over social media. And also, we've reached 110 countries. So thank you, everybody in the US and around the world, for joining our show. And we are thrilled to have another one today. And before we start, don't forget, go to Spotify, YouTube, check us out, subscribe, get all the shows. And also, don't be afraid, email us, baseballoutsidethebox@gmail.com, baseballoutsidethebox@gmail.com. Email us and let us know any guests you want to hear. Soon, once a week, we're also going to have shows where coaches will be online visually where they can ask questions to our guests. Well, we continue our show, and we're thrilled today. We are in Italy, Italy baseball. Baseball in Italy has been going on for a long time, over 100 years. And we'll talk a little bit about that with our special guest today. Want to tell you this, one thing about our guest, that full disclosure, is a very good friend of mine, one of the best people that I have met as a human being anywhere in the world. He's a fantastic guy. He's very knowledgeable, not only in the game of baseball, coaching, pitching, development. But he's got marketing skills. He's got, business skills. He's got
too much.
Yeah, too much, Lucio. But I got to tell people about you. His son just signed with the Blue Jays. He'll be going down to Dunedin. He's got two players from the club who signed with professional teams this year. One's going to the Mets. But here's the thing. For many years, Caliendo Sports International, because of Lucio and I being friends, we've had our baseball and softball teams going there to play at their club. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about the club, and I'll introduce Lucio in a minute. But, there I knew that one of the best clubs, I have to say, not only in Italy, but I've been all over the world, over 55 countries. I think one of the best clubs in anywhere in the world. So why? Because of Lucio and his staff and all his people in his club. And we'll talk about that. But he was a former national team coach. He's also working MLB Academy camps, but he'll tell us about it. Without further ado, let's welcome my good friend. Come stai, Lucio? Tutto bene?
Tutto perfetto. Everything's perfect. So, Peter, it's a big presentation. It's big. So
hey, we only go big. And for you and Italian baseball.
Thank you. I know that Italian. Yeah, I know that you are. Yeah, Il Cafe Espresso. Okay, that. Hey, and Ili don't pay you for this. It's
no, just free. I'm going to email them and tell them now you have to pay me.
Yeah.
Best coffee in the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the people that is looking for us. So it's an honor for me, and also a big pleasure because we know each other from a long time. So there is a couple friends, one especially that is very, very close to us that is not here. It was your guest also. Now, Bill Holmberg was one of your guests in the last podcast.
And one of the things I wrote down was this show will be dedicated to Bill Holmberg.
Yeah.
For everything he's done for baseball worldwide, but especially for baseball in Italy. And when I met Bill, my very first time, oh, wow, I'm going back 30 some years of Italy baseball convention with Aldo Lotari. And I was speaking at the convention. I was only like 25, 26 years old, I think.
Maybe more.
It may be a little bit more, but that's the first time I met Bill. And like you, we've been, we're friends, and it was so sad a long time. What was it, 3 years ago when Bill passed away?
Is 3 years is 20? No, it's 5 years. Huh?
5 years.
Yeah, because the last I don't know if you know this history, because Bill Holmberg arrived in Italy like a player and then became a coach. But I was involved in the Italian National Committee in the first 2,000 years. And I remember very well in a meeting, I told to the people, the federation, the boards, hey, we have a very good coach. His name is Bill Holmberg. He's here in Italy. We must choose him to involve the Italian national team. So happened. He became a very, very short time one of the best coach that we had, the pitching coach for Italian national for Italian Baseball Federation. But in October 1995, he was he attended the first clinic here in my town in Rovigo with me. So he started with me with the first clinic. But when he coached in the last clinic on his life with me in the August of 2020, and was his last camp.
Wow.
And then during the summer, so it's incredible, Peter, because it's something that I don't know that the people have the same cases in life that a very good friend of you start and finish. So it's incredible, very incredible.
Wow. And Lucio, he also, I mean, he helps so many coaches become much better.
Yeah, Bill, the big love of Bill is the young, especially young pitchers, but young players, and the coaches. A lot of discussion, a lot of words with them, a lot of phone call, a lot to discuss. For what? Sometimes for nothing. Just to see, try to discover something, try to be innovative, try to be different. That is the main way that he was my mentor, and he was so special for my family because in the room of my son, the older one, Lorenzo is the name, there is the pair of shoes of Bill is
wow.
Over in this room. Yeah,
I'm getting chills on my arms.
It's very special, Peter. Very special for me, for my family, for my two sons. When we have the event with the Toronto Blue Jays in Rovigo for the sign event for Giacomo, that is my last son, arrived Gabriella, the wife, and he talked and everybody cried. Everybody cried after years. So Bill is there is no words. There is only to do something to remember in that way. That is one of the reasons that I start more with pitching coach. For example, the last camp that we have all together, we started with this is the name of the Ground Force Elite Camp, and I wanted to continue to remember Bill in the right way. So this year is the sixth edition of the Ground Force Elite Camp. It will be in August. Is the only one that we have in Italy because it's the only camp for pitchers that we have in Italy. So it's an honor for me. It's a way to remember the right way. Bill on the field.
That's fantastic, and I keep seeing it on Facebook. Always sold out. So obviously, you guys are doing a great job. Yeah. I remember watching the national teams. I could see the difference in the pitchers instantly. Because Bill had worked with them, and now you, Lucio Toscane, gets the opportunity and the honor to carry on his legacy as a pitching coach in Italy. So you're carrying on everything that he did, and now you're adding your stuff to it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I remember 2 years ago when I was with my friend Guido Poma, that was the manager for many years with Bill. We were together with Guido, another friend that is my staff for the camp, that is Daniele Santorupo, it's a trainer. So three kind of people that stay again together without Bill. Was very, very tough days because Bill, but we're talking about Bill, but for the people at home, try to think somebody that in your life was very important that is here. Is here. Is back to you. And the difficult situations, try to push away and try to do your best. That is something that again Bill teach me how to do better in pitching in this case, but with the young. So I start a new career and I'm here.
And I know that because I started Mickey on baseball school when I was 15, and at that time, a gentleman by the name of Dick Birmingham, a high school coach who ran the Mickey on baseball school, took me under his wing, and from that point on, he helped me through life. He helped me through baseball. And if it wasn't for that person, that mentor, that second father almost, I would not have done anything in the game. So that's what Bill did for many people and also for you. And everybody needs that because we all need help becoming better.
Yeah, it's a big discussion. We spoke a little bit before to start the live, no? That how is important for the pitching coach, for a hitting coach, for a manager, for an assistant coach, for everybody that coach. It's very, very important to align the knowledge of what are you doing, but there is another big knowledge that is what you have inside. What is your relation with the players, especially if it's young, because it is giving you something from you, is it trusting you. There is a lot of things, especially in this age, because here we call it the emotional age. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, for example, for my family, my father told me, "Hey, Lucio, you have to do this. No question. You have to do this." Now it's impossible. No.
Big.
So if I with my son I say, "Hey, you have to do this," if what you're talking about, but
He's gonna ask you why.
you needed to create a sort of big, strong relationship. The young needs to trust in you, and that is something happen in pitching, but maybe also in the life. So it's a big issue. I see different things about.
Is that the biggest hurdle or obstacle when it comes to coaching in general and also in Italy? Is that the hardest thing to deal with?
Yeah, yeah. Is I think that is around the world. There's different style, different kind. Because Cuba, for example. Cuba is different attitude, but is changing also in the country. Japan is different, no, but something is growing, something is changing. There is no better, no bad. So there is not one thing that is better than in the past. Is simple. Is very simple. Is change. So it's different time. It's different age. So I don't like it that the people say, "Hey, 20 years ago, the players was really more strong." Why? Maybe nowadays the players are really strong. They know more in terms of to be in strength, conditioning. Maybe they know better things because the social is around the world. They know everything. So, but what they need is people that is very close to them.
Very good. And I'm watching you on Facebook, so
Yeah.
that's why we're on Facebook Live. I know we got people on here. If you've got any questions, type them in the comments section, and I should be able to see them. That'd be great, Lucio. Later at the end, I'm going to ask you a little bit about the history of baseball in Italy, and the reason I'm going to wait is because we're talking about a very important topic here. This topic that you discussed about the players. What are some of the techniques or methods that you use to communicate with players nowadays that you changed from 20 years ago?
We're talking about communication, no? Yeah, right. So most of part of the people think that communication is talk. The best thing is listen. And what I change a lot, I ask, and again I ask. So that is what's happened. That you discover special things from the youngs, especially from the people. So ask. That is what I change. That is my topic. How are you? What's your feeling? If you throw like this instead of this, what's your opinion? What's happened for you? No, and of course the digital tools, of course, help you, but help, don't change. That is the mobile, the video, something like that. Don't substitute you like a coach, because the person is not AI. The person is really person. That is the big change. So ask.
I know as an Italian American, we like to talk a lot, so that's difficult. We had to change, right, to talk less, ask more questions.
Yeah,
Is this something the Italian Baseball Federation, with their coaches' education, is getting that word out, training coaches how to do that better, because that's not easy.
No, I think that is good point. As you know, the board of the federation has changed a lot last year,
Mhm.
and there is a big group that is starting a new process for knowledge and training from the simple level to high level. So I think it's a big challenge for our federation because most part of the other sport started the big development from the knowledge of the people that coach. That is
Mhm.
one of the main points. So that is knowledge. That is one of the main points, and the other one, see what's happened to reach more players. Because in Italy, for example, there is a big challenge because we have every year at average is minus 20 new people that is born. So minus 20
Oh
every
wow.
year. So what means that is the lake that is becoming very very small, no? So you have less water to swim. So it's a big challenge. So less kids, the knowledge I think that give the difference. If you know
What's some of
yes.
the obstacles that you're working on with pitchers in Italy? What are the things you have to work the most on? One was the mental part we talked about.
Yeah, mentally is a part of the process because if you ask it to the players how many times you spend in mental to practice, not to play, to practice, no?
Right.
Boh, non so, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Forse 5 minutes, 20 minutes, zero. So that is the way because when we coach on the game, say, hey, think more about it. Yes, but they don't have the exactly how. So there is different things to do during the week. That is one of the point. But how you coach, especially if you talk about pitching, my process is the arm action to save to be in else or something like that. Arm action and create the force from the ground. That is the two main topics. And work very close with a trainer because trainer is very important to grow up pitchers, especially in this case players, of course, with a sort of staff. So there is not only one main show. It is a staff that created the growth.
Nice. I like that. And what about, in the States, obviously, we're throwing harder, right? We've got different methods and techniques of throwing the ball harder. We're seeing more injuries because of that, obviously. Are you seeing those injuries in Italy? And if not, what are you doing to trying to prevent that?
Yeah, okay, this is different because if you sometimes coaches say me, hey, the Latin players, for example, they threw hard, but they are not so prepared to throw hard, so they have a lot of injuries. Example with some of my friends that are scout for some MLB teams in the R, especially they have 30 pitchers on the roster and 8 injury list, so it's a lot.
Yeah.
So, but what means that maybe we must pay more attention to recovery time, to be prepared, to work on the posture, in the what's your body is if it's ready to do something, because sometimes we start and go. In my camp, for example, I have a space of at least an hour with a doctor that study case by case, and I give them the report of what you must do before to start the winter session. Because if you start to squall a bit or do something, but you are not aligned, you have some problems. The chain is different, so is you work to improve the injury. So
Hmm.
that is a point. Now
So you
In
work
Italy,
to avoid the injury.
to avoid the injury. Sorry, yes, but in difference to US or other main country, we must understand that through the ball, so not pitch the ball, through the ball is one important thing. So how you is your arm action, how you through the ball, simple things, don't have strange things. That is the way. So that in the long term means that you can be in a situation.
So you don't, in Italy or with the pitchers you're working with, you don't necessarily need to change their arm angle. You're just watching their natural
The
alignment
natural,
and
yes.
using that.
That's it. And the other point I saw is because there is not big knowledge, Pete, but my main job in the national teams on when I work in academy with people that are 13 or 14, you know what I see? They don't know the change. So they arrive with fastball, maybe through fastball hard. Okay, yes. Curveball, fantastic curveball. But first, strike we can discuss. But the change, that is one of my great type of pitch. That is something they don't know. For example, with my kids and with the other, I started to throw changer from 9 to 10 because it's simple. You adjust the grip, you throw the ball. Simple. So it's like through change is like if you wanted to stay with a girl for a long time. So
Yeah.
you have to understand what she like. So be careful. Don't arrive and touch her or something like that. So the change is something like that. It's something that you must know. You must understand. You need feeling. So, for example, one of the best drills that I use for the change is the long toss, throwing with the change. Help you in the big way like this.
So doing long toss with the change grip.
With the change grip, yeah, because you must adjust your release point, what you're doing with the change. It's the main job.
And I always thought, when you have a fastball release point and now you use a changeup, it's a lot easier than a curveball, trying to use the same release.
Yeah.
So why not start with the change, right?
Yeah.
Now, your players, are they using different grips depending on the player?
But you remember the question I asked, what is the best for you? I want that they discover, because if I tell them, hey, you must do like this, because it's my opinion. But
Right.
I think that most of part, let me check where is the ball. Let's see that is the ball.
Yeah.
Pitchers with 13 years old arrive with a change like this. So it's very hard grip.
Yes.
And so why you have this kind of grip? But maybe with the hand very little, no? So they don't like to have the grip. So why? It's like this. No? It's like this. Okay. You are online? Yes?
Yes. For YouTube and
Sorry.
Facebook, you guys can see this.
Okay, they arrive like this. No, this like this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but you can through change? The answer is, oh yes, but you threw strike?
No.
I don't know. So try, and they threw the ball everywhere. So if you change a little bit, there is the fastball. You put another finger. That's the way. So try, discover, make your experience, make your errors, but try. So I think that the youngs have to discover what is the right way.
Yeah, I love that.
Like a coach, I think that we need to support them to have the best knowledge. So a lot of the experiences, no, and they can do your best. For example, my son he tried to throw the change in different way. For years he threw in the right way. Now this change, because it's a process, no, is a sort of the natural growth.
One of the issues we have, it's interesting, in the US, is everybody wants to throw hard. And sometimes you don't have control. Do you have that issue in Italy where they just want to throw hard, and you're trying to show them, you need good control, but you can do both? Is that?
Yes. The main question is how fast I throw.
Right.
So my answer is, hey, I need that you throw strike. More fast as possible, but I need strike, because with one pitch you can start a game. With 2 pitches, you can say you can stay in the game. With 3 pitches for strike, you can control the game. You can command the game. So we need at least these 2 kind of pitches. That was our job last year at World Cup with the U15. So with 2 pitches, my team in Italy was very, very close to the history, because with Japan, we arrived at 2 extra innings, 0-0 for 7 innings with fastball and change. That's it.
Wow, two pitches.
Yeah, two curveballs in total. 2 curveballs in total. Fastball in command and change. Of course, inside, outside, depends. We scouted, I think, very well the Japanese people. As you know, it's very strong. It was the champion.
Very, very strong.
And was a very great experience to transfer to the kids with only 2 pitches.
Wow. Saying, folks, listen to that. Only
one
2
curveball,
pitches.
because just to tell you, if you arrive in a European level, maybe there is some poor countries that no, they arrive through tons of curveball because you swing the bat in a strange way, but it's not development, it's not nothing. Curveball is big risk for the arm, is joking. We are talking about kids.
Yeah, I think that's extremely important what you just said, because I think we're in the business of development, helping young kids, and the results come. Would you say, in order to get control and to gain velocity, one of the very first things is you need to understand how your body works?
Yeah. Yes.
What do you?
How your body works, but this is the point, because if you prepare to adjust your command, because you recognize that you are throwing maybe little bit on the right, little bit on the left, little bit on the high part of the strike zone or the low part, you can adjust, because maybe you are late with the arm, you are throwing with not the right angle, you are not in direction, the timing is not correct. So different things. If there is technical things, but if you are throwing everywhere and you don't recognize that you are losing your focus, your mental approach, you're done. So that is another very, very interesting work to work on the refocus. And my job in this, I work with a team of psychology on the mental coach. Very simple way is three kind of things. 1, recognize. 2, try to find in your knowledge bag, so in your knowledge, the tools that you need. And the 3rd one, trust in you. Let's go. So it's something that works in the very right way. But recognize it is the first thing, because if you discuss it with your wife, Pete, and you tell, it's not my fault. Your wife say, no, it's your fault. No, blah, 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 blah. The people home, how many times you do that? Okay.
Yes.
When finish the discussion, normally when the man, because we have power, the man said, hey, wife, sorry, it's my fault. So the discussion finished, and then you can start your relation. So he's joking, of course, but if you come back to the field, if you recognize very, very quickly that you are in the wrong way, you can find out your solution from your bag and come back with trusting you and what you are doing. That is the way.
So example, pitcher's doing well, goes back out, all of a sudden he's having some trouble. He does not recognize what the issue is. You go out to talk to him. How does that conversation sound?
Very key words, because not too much discussion. You must prepare keywords. So Pete, line, Pete, timing, Pete, something. I work also to help the players. For example, if I can go all the time, not to talk with them, Or
Right.
try to find around the field maybe the number of the scoreboard, maybe a flag, maybe a color, maybe something that if you see exactly that point, you recognize that that's your time to change and start your refocus. Or studies said that there is two kind of things that are color and food. If you are Italian, like I know, for
That's
example, your best food is pizza. Okay, so if your teammate say, "Hey, Pete, come on, a lot of pizza, ton of pizza for you," so the pizza open your mind, open your brain, and you can start the refocus process. Or the color, maybe green, royal, blue, yellow, depends. I wrote a sort of sheet, on last year for every players. There is the color, the food, so the refocus process, and you must prepare. And then when you have to talk keywords, you have no time.
Interesting. I like that a lot. And what about that's game? You take a lot of this stuff into your training in the off season.
Can you repeat, Peter, because the line was not.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the off season, you have to train your pitchers to do this. How do you do that in practice?
But during the off season, as I spoke to you before, I want with me for sure one trainer. So grow the physical things is very important. We are talking because, as you know, in Italy we have not the possibility to have 8 person on the coaching staff.
Right.
You know, sometimes you have 2 or 3 people. So some of the excuses that as the Italian club that, hey, I have no money to pay a trainer. Okay, try to ask it to your friend that come up one time per every 2 weeks. Give a bottle of prosecco to like gift, you know. So try to understand what is better for you. And arm action, throwing program. Try to work until the Christmas time. How you correct, how you to prepare, and then have the middle part of winter time, pre-season, off-season. That is the main point.
Lucio, is there time in the off season to prepare for the season for pitchers to begin throwing to batters? When do you normally start that?
In Italy, it depends because you know Italy in the north, like where I live, the weather it depends. March can be a good month, but depends. It's not like Chicago, okay, but
Right.
or in the East Europe, for example, I have the same camps. I have in Regensburg, you know, is the best facility in Europe. I have two camps over there, and when I am in Regensburg in November, it's impossible to stay out. So we have the indoor facility.
Indoor.
So that is the main point. So to work, to understand, make a sort of the words is assessment. That is assessment is very important. Talk with the person. Try that if we agree that you can do five practice per week. It's okay. It's four. It's a 3. Do your best. Try to do something. But I don't want excuses. There is 2 words sometimes that I can do that for that reason. I can do that for that reason. It's a lot. It's like our life, no? I can become a more skinny, no, is magro. What it says, skinny, no? It's like
Skinny,
this
skinny.
because there is something. No, you must eat less. That is the reason.
Right. There's always a way.
Yeah, that's.
Now you mentioned timing. That's very important in pitching. How do you adjust the timing with your pitchers if they're having trouble?
Yeah, timing is if you want to throw strike, you need to be in time, because if you are not to be time, that I see different things around. But timing means that you have to work in coordination. You have to work with the trainer too. And also I have my personal throwing program that is not personal because is sort of a grade what Bill Holmberg teach me. I have seven drills for this throwing program, and in these 7 drills there is at least 4 that talk about timing. So that is so repeat. So when you go to the mound, you can be in timing, and so you can't think too much your arm action. So your focus is what you are doing with your biomechanics, with your kinetic chain.
You know, you called your camps ground force.
Yeah.
And obviously the ground force is critical because if you're not balanced properly and on the ground,
Yeah.
you can't continue the rest of your motion. What does that ground force look like? What does it look like?
That is ground force is the sense of our camp. So everything starts from the ground. So the balance, as you spoke, Pete, is really point. Balance means that sometimes if you see that the pitchers, when they land with the front foot, they start to with the foot on the rubber. They have the
The
feet like
heel?
this.
The
The
heel.
heel like this. So, but you are not like this. There is not 1 second where the 2 feet are on the ground. So that is biomechanics. That is stay back, stay in balance. There is separation of the hips. There is different things to do. So you
Sure.
must work around, but timing, recognize, put together through the ball, and timing is very related of your brain too.
What's a routine look like for your pitchers? Even the young ones we're talking about, 12, 15, roughly, before the game, the actual game, just a few things that they do to prepare themselves for the game.
Yeah, okay. For example, in the last World Cup, the routine was stay together with them, prepare the game if we have knowledge of the other team. So I want to show to my player that I'm prepared. So I study. I spend a lot of time, Pete, hours until the 1 a.m. in the night to see where the hitters goes, what is the focus for them. So I wanted to give them my passion, my effort. So that it means that is your time. I work a lot for you because I like that, and that is your time. That is what we prepare. But the different pitchers have the own routine. There is, elastic, the pliable. Sometimes they use because they see in YouTube movie, but sometimes they don't know what they're doing because there is activation for different things. They threw the ball. Okay, so but because in Italy we say is figo is figo is no, I don't know the translation.
Yeah, no, I understand. Yep. Spiegel. Because everybody else is doing it, you're
Yeah,
going to do it.
I'm doing, So, but
Yeah.
however, that makes sense. That there is some throwing program recall. So very, very short, not the big one, because 7 drills, I need 30, 40 minutes. So for the pre-game, 10 minutes, 2 or 3 drills, just to recap, relax, inspire. That is, I ask to my players to inspire,
Breathe.
like this, at least for every practice 70, 80 times, because I want that they start to do like this, use your body in the right way. That means relax to start to think. The bullpen is 50-50, 50 mental, 50 technical. Be ready, because when you start the game is 90% mental. Leave adjustments, something like that, because what you know. Okay, so use your brain and let's go. Okay,
And
so
then,
we try to understand what is the first hitter, for example, and try to prepare for the first, because I want that the first strike, the first pitch of the game is a strike. That is the point. Try to stay on stay on the hitters. No.
Now, I know internationally there's pitch counts and rules and all that, but after a game, one of the hardest things is the recovery because you want the pitcher to come back quicker and stronger. So I know we can't talk, that could be a whole podcast, but give some ideas of what you guys do after a game, the next couple days also, to help players speed up the recovery process.
That is the reason because I wanted the trainer close to me because I don't want to. I'm not the 100% expert of this, so I know something, okay, but they wanted that hear from one specialist what they are doing. So recovering after the game, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of what they like. They have the process to recover the body. The very important days is the days after the game because it's something that you must dedicate to recover your body, prevent injuries, so arm, body, legs. So it's very important. That is a different approach from the trainer, but it's important to have a program. So try to do what is the benefit for you.
Do the trainers in Italy, are they using massage? Are they using ice? I know a lot of countries are going away from ice.
Less bit. Is going ice, for example, when I pitch in the big league here, always ice everywhere.
Everybody, yeah.
Now it's I can't see too much because they prefer to use the body, so natural things.
And I agree with you. And folks on Facebook or on the podcast, go back on, because we've done over 300 podcasts. Go back, you could check out a specific. We had 2 shows on icing with experts. For 45 years, the guy that invented icing, he came out not maybe about 5 years ago and said, sorry, I thought it was good, but it's really not that good. And there's not a lot of research that shows that icing really does anything, except actually can hurt you and slow down your recovery. So that's why I asked Lucho. I'm glad you brought that up. Listen, you said 7 drills, 4 were timing. What are the other ones for?
Oh, the main one is the first one because is how you connected the low part of your body to the upper part of your body. That is timing too. That is timing because when you start, most of the part of the kids started to throw like this. That is without use anything. If you put 50 players, pitchers, to start to throw the ball, they throw the ball with the arm. But the arm is at the end of the process. So it's very important that first raise is timing too.
Nice.
So there is the main one I call it the wrong leg because I start, for example, if I'm right, I start with the right arm, then I go second step with the left, and I threw the ball with the wrong leg, so the right, and so I threw the ball when I land. So it's really timing and direction too. So it's very strange to read, but you ask to your player to go out of your comfort zone because you know that our brain don't want to go outside the comfort zone. But you must practice because if you wanted to be in command, you need to be out of your comfort zone sometimes. That is also the mental approach.
That's awesome. Lucho, we're almost at the end here, and I wanted to ask you, there's obviously a lot in pitching to talk about. You talked about some of the important things. Is there something important that we missed that we should be telling the coaches?
No, that was great discussion. Listen, we have in this stage a big opportunity, to transfer to the youngs something, but with different point of view that in the past. So people like me, I'm 60 years old. The main fault that we can do is I'm Lucho, 16 years old. You don't know nothing, so listen to me. That is no works. And I try to fight this kind of coaching approach. I like the people that love the players. Be ethic.
Ethical.
Give an example. if you can.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, I think that is the most part of coaching right now. So it is not the true Peter, but if I must prefer to have time to coach in emotional way or in technical way, I prefer the first one.
Nice.
So through the ball is okay. It's something that, because if you want to play baseball, of course, but before there is a person. If you align the brain, you can have a method. If you have a method without the brain, nothing happens. So I prefer to align the brain before and go straight to the point with the method.
Super, outstanding. And listen, to end the show, because I was going to start with it, but we got into pitching, which was great, and the mental part and all the drills. I want people to know a little bit about Rovigo baseball, softball. I know you joined in 1972 there, but also talk a little bit about the club, but talk a little bit about the history of Italian baseball. I know it's a big topic, but just a little of each to give the folks an idea of baseball in Italy.
The people outside the world, I think that Italy is a soccer country.
Yeah.
Maybe it's true, or maybe not. Italy is a very strange country because we have not a sports school system, but we are in top 10 country in the world for the sport. At the Olympic Games, Italy is in this ranking, and everybody ask how is it possible, because we have not a sports school system. So how is possible? This is possible because a lot of people that have a passion for the sport put the time, the effort, different things to grow up the youngs, and one of the strongest country in the sport in the world. So that is Italy. So the baseball softball is the same. Start along the world, the Americans came to Nettuno, something.
Not a history.
Is a history. I invite all the people to come in Italy to see this history. So thank you, especially for US people for that. But then grow up, especially in years in the 70 years, 80, 90 sometimes. Now is the time to rebuild something because the sport. So the people see the sport in a different way. They prefer they haven't a shorter time. So a game in baseball is 3 hour half. Maybe it's not aligned with what you're doing in your life. So it's different. About the Rovigo, it is a very small town, 50,000 people in the northeast. Our big advantage is that we are so close to Venice, so close to Verona, so close to Bologna, 2 hours from Florence, 3 hours and a half from Rome. Logistic place is perfect. And the club started in 1972, as you mentioned, but the growth arrived after 1995. And then the club has 15 teams. One is blind.
Wow.
So it's very strange. Every year we arrive to final with some teams in baseball and softball. We are the only teams that manage softball and baseball at the main level in Italy. There is different players that are in national teams, different champions. I would say last year we was also Italian national champion in U18. So we beat Nettuno. So it's for Nettuno is important. Huh?
Always been one of the strongest.
Yeah, very strong. So that is the situation. As I told you, Rigo is open-minded. So it's fantastic place where I discovered baseball, softball in Italy.
Awesome. Well, folks, the other thing, just so you know, I always thought Rovigo, at least in Italy, you could take Rovigo as a model and use it all over the country to develop club baseball and softball, because that's what you've done. You've created a very good model to help grow the game in Rovigo, and the results, because you've had patience, the results have been very good. And I could attest to that because we go there every year, and I keep seeing the growth, and the people are just fantastic people. And I can't wait for August, my friend.
Yeah.
I get to see you with our softball team. We will be there. And I want to thank you so much. If there's anything else you want to say to the coaches, mention it. If not, we'll close the show off.
Yeah, what do you say? I use your words. So Italy is a great country. Baseball, in this case, is fantastic sport. We are so lucky for that. But the best things is our relation with the world. So there is not one of the best or not. That is the knowledge. The best thing is share, discuss.
Yep.
That is the example that I had from Bill Homberg. That is what I'm doing with different people in Italy, outside Italy, like you, Pete, because sometimes we change some words, so especially if we are together, we discuss about baseball. That is the way. So thank you so much for different things. And the season is a middle part, so we are in the right way. There's different things to do. That's it.
Well, thank you, Lucio. I know it's late there in Italy, almost 11 o'clock, and Lucio actually has another call. He never stops working. He's always on the go. Folks, thank you.
You know, the caller is, I don't know if you know, is the baseball 5, the B5. That is one of the models that is growing up also in Italy to support the knowledge of baseball softball, because B5 is very the structured sport. And it's very useful. With my friend of the Federation, we are talking about that.
Yeah, and folks, if you want to check it out, also WBSC.org. Check out Baseball 5. It's helping grow the game at the grassroots level, great all over the world. Because it's so simple. It doesn't take a lot of equipment. It's very good. So check it out. No doubt about it. It's a fantastic sport. I got a feeling it'll be.
I don't know if you recognize, but I have this one that is WBC.
WBC. What's it say?
Yeah, is from the last World Champion, World Cup. That is so. Did you mention the World Federation? No?
And you're still wearing it.
Yeah.
All right, Lucio. It's been fantastic. Hang tight. Thank you very much. Stay there. Folks, special thank you to Lucio Taschin from Italy. What a great job he did today. And we're looking forward to seeing him. Don't forget, check us out on Spotify, YouTube, also on Facebook, Caliendo Sports Base Coaches Group. We got an international group. We got a group of 900 and some coaches. Join it on Facebook. A lot of great information. Remember, I leave you with this. Be safe, be healthy. God bless you, and we will see you on the next show.
Eat Italian food.
Yes, it's the healthiest in the world. That people see me all the time on Facebook saying Italian food is the best. I think they're getting tired of hearing me, but it is the best and the healthiest.
Okay,
ciao, everybody. Buonasera.
Ciao a tutti.